Every time I see this car, I think of NASCAR, the game inside line, and I tell you what, man, I love this paint scheme. Here's Carl Edwards' 2012 FASTENAL Ford Fusion. Howdy folks, it's Diecastbuffet here again, back with another NASCAR Diecast review, and this one I am so freaking excited about. Look, I get excited for all of them, but I tell you what, man, 2012 Carl Edwards nostalgia. This right here, folks, the FASTENAL Ford Fusion from yesteryear. This thing is an absolute beauty. And here we have it in the 164 Gold Series box. And I tell you what, man, I can't wait to get this thing out of the box. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this 2012 FASTENAL Ford Fusion for, well, Mr. Backflip on the front straightaway out of the box. Alrighty, folks, right out of that good old box. And I tell you what, man, this car is just nostalgia. Whether it's the 99 or even the number 60, Carl Edwards 2012, I freaking love this car. And you know, when I see this car, every time I see this car, I think of the intro to NASCAR, the game inside line. You know, you remember the game from, they had the 2012, and then you had the DLC for the 2013s. Keep in mind that those 2013 cars, they were charging, if you wanted one paint scheme, it was $1. For a freaking digital paint scheme, it was $1 a piece, unless you bought some bundle deal BS, whatever it was. I tell you what, man, I miss those days very dearly, and wow, man, this is a stunning looking 164 scale diecast, and a big shout out to Robbie Noonan for giving me this car. I tell you what, this is a fantastic looking car, and I tell you what, this car was very fast on the racetrack. So you got FASTENAL over here on the hood right there, very nice. For those who really don't know about FASTENAL, it's kind of like a asset protection system. They kind of do things like they'll have different equipment for businesses, you know, asset protection, like lock boxes and stuff like that. That's what they do, little logistical stuff. They probably do a whole bunch of other stuff, but that's from what I know. They do like lock boxes and whatnot. I've always questioned what the heck FASTENAL does. No, they do, whatchamacallit, they do like lock boxes and whatnot for businesses. Where they can put like equipment in and whatnot, you know, digital stuff. So you got the Fusion decal here, and I tell you what, the Fusion decal is all wonky, y'all. I just see this car and I think of like Daytona, man. Beautiful. Think of like Monday Night Daytona racing in 2012. Of course, you got the Ford logo right there, and the whole front valence is all screwed up, man. Good God, the Fusion decal looks like a bumper sticker. The decals on the headlights, they look like decals. They're not even put on right. Very blessed to get this car, but man, were they sleeping on the job? So you got this Sunoco logo right there. You got Goodyear Gator back belts, Moo, Clevite, Comp, Edelbrock. You got the black splitter, and of course, you know, the splitter was kind of tucked up in 2012. It wasn't as obvious and really showing its appearance like it was in 2010. Over here to the left side of the diecast, and wow, man, this was definitely a beautiful freaking race car on the track, and in my opinion, one of the most iconic paint schemes of the early 2010s. I just, something about this FASTENAL car, man. So you got Carl Edwards' signature, and for whatever reason, really get some Dale Earnhardt Jr. signature vibes there. Very nice. Of course, you got the Ford Drive 1 right there. You got Subway. You got Valvoline. I will say the B post is a little bit screwed up. They could have done better there. The little I guess that's like the NACADUCT or whatnot. The NACADUCT or whatnot kind of screwed up there. You got the NASCAR race car logo. You got NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Mechanics Wear Holly 3M USG Jegs. K&N and Odometer. Very pixelated contingency here. Wow, look at the Goodyear logo. That thing is pixelated. As well as the NASCAR race car logo and the B post. Interesting enough. Of course, you have the 99 here. And the numbers are painted white with a very, I would say, bold black outlining, but a very thin silver outlining that a lot of people probably overlook. There is a little bit of silver around the blue around the car, which is quite interesting. You got Duplicolor, Mac Tools, Champion, whatever that is, FASTENAL. Nothing over here in the right rear. There's a slight little paint chip here. I tell you what, the blue on this thing is just, it is absolutely beautiful. You go over here to the caboose of this diecast, and if this doesn't give you like 6 in the morning playing inside line at Talladega for the 15th time in a row vibes, I don't know what will. Because every time I see this paint scheme, Every time I see these back bumpers on these freaking Gen 5 cars, the late Gen 5 era, with that kind of like the grooves on the back spoiler, I think of Talladega drafting, and you got a bunch of screaming people in the freaking game chat, and they're all wrecking. They're like, oh, the 53 cars are custom, they're wrecking this person. Oh, back in the good old days. You got the 99 right there, and then you got, honestly, I can barely even read that logo. I think that's the Roush Fenway 25 logo, the 25th anniversary. Got the Ford logo right there, very sharp, very nice. Got FASTENAL. Go over here to the right side of the diecast, and I tell you what, man, this is a beautiful diecast. You know, the 2011 and 2012 cars are not COTs. They are Gen 5 in my opinion. They're not, the COT to me was the 2007 to 2010 mid-run, right? After they removed the wing and then they started changing the splitter, I feel like Gen 5 really took its own, right? It kind of changed itself because it was so different, man. It would be like the equivalent of taking a 2013 Gen 6 car and in 2020 not even having a spoiler on it. That's the difference, right? It's a drastic difference. Appearance-wise, they're very similar, but I mean, performance-wise, drastically different. But I tell you what, man, these cars might have handled differently, but they both performed. And you know, I think about 2012. I think about Gordon winning that Homestead race at the end of the year. Just something about 2012, man. I can still think of the NASCAR Race Hub broadcasts from that year. I think of the pre-race stuff. I think of just the drivers, you know, trying to qualify. I remember the early Saturday morning practices, you know. Man, I tell you what, NASCAR may have really hit its peak in the mid-2000s. But I tell you what, though, they carried that momentum so far that in 2012, they still had a whirlwind of momentum, and you still had so many people packing the stands. Of course, that's back with the traditional chase format, and I'll be honest with you, I freaking miss it. Of course, you got the 99 right there over here on the roof, you know, very simple. I mean, it's not the most flashy paint scheme, but to me, it's just a darn good paint scheme. And the roof rails, look at that, sharp, very sharp lines on the roof rails. Very, very nice indeed. You go over here, of course, to the deck lid, and you got the FASTENAL logo. But you can see really a good look at the silver here, and wow, man, the silver, absolutely stunning. And if you don't get nostalgia from this car, I don't know what to tell you, man. And also, check out this right here. It looks like a little bit of a decal oopsie, unfortunately. They didn't wrap that all the way. Anyways, folks, I think this is an incredible NASCAR diecast. And I tell you what, if you see this diecast, you know, circling around online, maybe at your local diecast shop, heck, even the racetrack, maybe the Gypsy Tents, I would 100% recommend this car. You know, huge shout out to Robbie Noonan for these cars, man. Very blessed to get these. Anyways, folks, hope you're having a great day out there. Like, comment, subscribe. I really need some freaking coffee right now. Diecastbuffet, signing off.